Hello, hi, welcome back. Yesterday, I came out in the garden and was looking over my melons and squash vines, and I came across something that was a little disturbing. It was too late for me to really do anything about it last night, but I went out today to get supplies, and I'm going to tackle it now. Let's see what I'm talking about. Hello, this is Rafa. Welcome to another page in my homesteading diary. Do you see this, folks? This is the sign of a squash vine borer. This is my first experience with it. Do you see that pile of stuff right there? Looks like chewed up sawdust. Well, that is called frass, and that is the borers, the caterpillar, the larva's poop. And so from what I understand, whenever you see that, the caterpillar or the larva is inside the stem munching away, and it's probably about an inch or so above where you see the frass. Now, I came out here to do a little medical procedure on this, but now that I'm looking at it today, I think it may be a wrap for this vine. It seems a little more extensive than what I paid attention to yesterday evening. As you can see, it looks like it's going all the way down here through here. It's not at the base. Where is the base? Okay, it's not at the base, but to me, this looks like too much damage to try to fix. And also, notice how all the leaves on that vine are dying off. That's another sign. So, I don't even know if what I do is going to be effective. But you know what? Why not give it a try anyway? Hold on, folks. I'll be right back. I reached out to T from Beauty in the Garden to ask her how I could remedy this issue, and she suggested that I use a straight razor, make a slit in the stem, and extract the larva or caterpillar out of the stem. I'm not that hands-on. I'm not into really dealing with creepy crawlies, belly crawlers, and the like, or anything related to that. So I went to researching for another method, and this is the one that I'm going to go with. This product is called BT, Bacillus thuringiensis, and it is specifically for, as you can see, worms, caterpillars, and that kind of thing. Well, I've purchased it before, I think from a different company. The company doesn't matter. This is for organic gardening. It is a natural occurring bacteria. And what I came across was to use a syringe, a needle and a syringe, to put a little bit of the BC into the stem around the area where you see the frass, and the caterpillar or the larvae will ingest it, and that will cause them to be deleted. That way I don't have to handle the caterpillar, because from what I see, they look a little fat and juicy, and that's just out of my comfort zone. This is not a concentrate. It's already pre-mixed for direct use, so I'm not going to dilute it. Here we go. From what I understand, this will not hurt the plant, and it's not going to be harmful to the fruit. This is so gross, you guys. I really hate to have to even deal with this. Okay, you guys, I found another one on a different vine. So I'm going in. Ugh! It just looks so gross. The camera cannot convey how gross this actually looks in person. It is so hot out here. You're probably going to watch sweat magically appear all over my face before I finish recording these few sentences. But anyways, my understanding of how the BT works is that the caterpillars eat it, and it kills their appetite, and they end up dying because they're not eating. I don't know. I've looked at the rest of my vines, and I did come across more evidence of the squash vine borers. So, if the BT doesn't kill them, I think I jabbed that stem enough with the needle of the syringe to have killed them that way. People who use the syringe method say that they treat the vine at the base about every 2 weeks. When you are using the razor method, from what I understand, then you need to either wrap tape around the stem after you have extracted the larva, or you need to, if the stem is on the ground, pack the stem with dirt so that roots can form there, and you can have so that the roots will form and the vine will continue to grow. And branch out from that spot so that the entire vine doesn't end up dying off. Look, I treated it with that BT and it's coming out. He doesn't like that. Look at that. Ugh. But anyways, and there was damage over here too. That's right, go on and abandon that home, fella. So hopefully that's a good sign. Those little squash vine borers will eat so much from the inside of the stem till the stem will not be able to absorb nutrients from the soil anymore, and the whole thing will just die off. I hope that's not the case. I really don't want to have to start this process all over again. But you know what? In the garden, it is what it is. And I'm thankful for the productivity that I see already. This really just took place. Everything just took off within about a month and a half. I'm excited. Okay, now that I have tried to address the problem of the vine borers, I decided I would come out here and give you all a little tour, because I wasn't sure what the end result was going to be. And let's just take a look. First of all, let's just look at what's growing here, because who knows, after I treated the vine borers, who knows how long these vines will actually be here. This is a sugar rush stripy pepper. That's a chayote, doing nicely. Okay, nice and healthy, no signs of any borers there. This is a Crenshaw melon. No signs of any, well, that stem looks a little dry, but there's no signs of any borers. And actually, when I planted that Crenshaw melon, the stem looked like that, and I did not even know if it was going to make it. So the fact that it's producing a nice vine is in fact already awesome. This shishito pepper, that's not gonna make it, I don't think. I've been trying and been patient, but the top of it looks nice. but I don't know. It's struggling, and I think I might just pull it. This tomato here is a volunteer out the clear blue. I guess I had a tomato that rolled over here and whatever, but it popped up because I surely did not plant it. This is a Sugar Rush peach pepper. As you can see, it's putting on flowers and peppers and whatnot. Okay, this was a spaghetti squash. Well, it still is. There's some vine borer damage right here. And I don't even think I treated that. So who knows what will become of that. It looks like it's in the early stage, so I'm gonna come out and treat that. Now here's one that I treated, one of my Georgia Northern candy squash vines. I treated, this had several sections. This is the area where we saw that larva or caterpillar, I think it was a larva, coming out. And I went to get something to spray on it, some BT or Dr. Earth's. I had something, it was a couple of days ago, to spray it, and by the time I came back, ants were all over it. So I sprinkled the cinnamon on it, and within seconds, everything was gone. Now, I treated that section, and I treated this section right here. And I haven't seen any more of the frass, so I'm thinking I took care of the borer that was in there. And it looks like it's doing okay. I have this one dead leaf right here, but as you can see, the stem snapped. And so it's not a result of the vine borer, because everything else on that particular vine is nice and big and doing well. And then I have a loofah that's coming up, and I actually have a loofah. Yay! Look at that. That's so neat. And it has a lot of flowers coming on it, so I anticipate having more loofah coming up shortly. This is a Georgia Northern candy squash. Now, this seems to be very prolific. Or no, actually, that might be a spaghetti squash. I'll see in a second. But anyways, this is what I wanted to show you. So, luckily, I planted duplicates, in some cases 3 of each one of these, and so that I would have something that was left. This is the loofah over here. Here I planted a Gaia melon, and it's doing well. The Gaia melon on the other side died. So, and here I have a purple beauty pepper, which is doing nicely. The purple beauty pepper on this side is doing nicely as well. Okay, now this is that Georgia Northern candy squash that I treated on this side. And ever since I treated it, that's now all that brown that you see is the cinnamon. It rained earlier. That's cinnamon, and ever since I treated it, I haven't seen any more frass, so I think I took care of that. Here is a melon that was coming along nicely, but I'll tell you what happened to that pretty soon. Okay, I have here I think that's a spaghetti squash, just like, because it's the same vine as that, and I think it's a spaghetti squash. I do not think that's the Georgia Northern candy squash. Now, I have a spaghetti squash vine right here, and that is the one that had the all the vine borer damage, and it's gotten worse, so I don't think I did a good job treating this one. Oh, my camera's having such a hard time focusing. I don't think I did a good job treating it, because look down there at all the frass down there. And that whole section now, not only that, look at how these leaves are dying off. That whole vine is just dying. So I'm gonna come in this afternoon or tomorrow and just cut that out. I'll just cut the whole thing. And I'll show you that melon from the other side in a second. This right here was a spaghetti squash as well. And I treated that even though I didn't see any frass. Right now the leaves look like it's still healthy, so I guess I'm going to leave it intact unless I see the leaves drooping. But if the leaves are not falling off, then why get rid of it, right? Sugar Rush Stripey, Cicada Melon. The Cicada Melon vine is doing fine. There's another Crenshaw melon back there. Here is a shishito that's doing nice. And I actually have some little ones coming on. Some little shishito peppers. Here I have two chayote vines. Here is orange Sugar Rush Stripey. Down here I have some painted daisies. I have them planted in a few spots along here and on the other side. And these are spring onions. I have some marigolds. You saw the geraniums. And I have lemongrass. I have lemongrass planted all over the place, you guys. All over this garden area, I have lemongrass. There is a Cracker Jack marigold right here. Hasn't put any blooms on it yet. There's a little African marigold. But anyways, back to the vines. So these northern Georgia candy squash, that's this right here. Apparently they get to be about 10 to 14 pounds. And they start off this color, then they turn a little more yellow, and then they turn kind of an orange color. So I was going to say, I think they are kind of prolific because I see evidence of them growing all over this vine, all over the vine. But I want to show you the back side. See? That one that had the extensive damage from the borer, I'm just gonna have to cut that out. It's just not gonna hang on. And this is what I was saying, I'm gonna show you about that melon. I think that vine borer is on that melon, and it looks like it is dying off, just like the vine is dying off, because see how it's just kind of, well, you can't really tell from the camera, but in person it's getting kind of yellow. And around the stem, something crazy's going on with the stem too. So I imagine that's just one I'll just have to sacrifice and lose. I'll just have to sacrifice and lose it. But that's okay. We have a long growing season here in the South. So I'm going to direct sow a couple more seeds. It doesn't really start getting chilly here until around October. And that's plenty of time, I think. If not, it's an experiment. So this is interesting right here. Huh. Interesting. I'm always learning something new out here in the garden. I've gardened fall, winter, spring, and now summer. Fall and winter is definitely my favorite time, although I'm loving the look of summertime gardening. I love how green and lush everything is. I have some empty containers over there that I'm going to be planting some things in. But here's a quick little zoom, and I will come back at a later time to show you everything I have going in all of the different garden areas. That area where the white weed cloth is, where my orchard is, I'll be putting some plywood down and covering it over with my cedar mulch. And I'll talk about that later. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, I almost forgot. Talking about these vines, I read or came across information that said one way to kind of deter it is to stretch nylon stockings, pantyhose over the base of them where the moth likes to lay the eggs. You could stretch nylon stockings over it, or wrap aluminum foil around the bases, and that's a deterrent. Obviously, I waited too late for that, so I might try it next year. Or who knows, maybe I'll still do it. I don't know. But I'm learning. Come and grow with me. This is Rafa with another page in the diary of Tuesday's Child. This channel promotes the goodness in life. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And above all, prosper and be in good health.